the bird poop.
All right, let's go.
Oh gosh. Oh, got so nervous on each other.
All right, Pirate fans and surrounding areas, welcome to what we started now calling Wednesday Pirate Podcast. And so the reason I started to call that is because on Wednesdays is where we talk Rockport Fulton about our athletic program, sports. And so we, have our softball, baseball coach, soccer coaches, and basketball is ending, but we still get the coaches to come on for basketball. But for this podcast, our soccer podcast, we do this on Thursday. Coach Rasbeary, our head coach, was unavailable on Wednesday this year. And so we have it on Thursday, but he's still into the Wednesday Pirate Podcast. This is our first episode, and we'll continue to do that until our baseball and softball seasons are over, and then we'll continue it next year when we get back into the fall sports. But as you can see on the screen, we have our head coach for RFA Pirate Soccer, and coach has brought in some special guests. And this time, for the first time, I'm nervous. I don't know if they're not nervous. I'm nervous because we have the girls, and I wasn't really prepared for all the questions, although I can usually do it on the fly. I'm a little nervous now, girls. I've never been nervous. I don't know why I'm a little nervous here, but
it's okay. We're also a little. We're coming out of our comfort zone to do this.
Yeah, so hopefully I won't stutter or I don't mess up too bad. But thank you for coming out and spending some time with us here on the podcast, because one of the things that we want to do this year was bring out as many of our athletes in Rockport that we can, so we can introduce them to the community and get you guys recognized. We want to put more eyes on our programs. We want more people to come out to the games. Something that we were pushing for the soccer programs last year, and we're continuing to do it this year. And one way I knew how to do that was to bring Coach on to talk consistently every week when he can come on about what's going on, and then bringing the players on so you guys can also talk about your coach and let the community know how hard you ladies are working and what your expectation is for this soccer program. So with that being said, let me make sure I get all of these girls correct. So I think I have five girls on. And so we have a couple of young girls, freshmen, and a couple of seniors. And I'll start off with our freshmen. So I don't know which one you are, but Joslynn Martinez, he's our freshman. How you doing today, Joslynn?
I'm doing really good. Honestly, kind of nervous, but honestly, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun here. Not to mention, when I was writing the descriptions, you guys were having a lot of fun and you were laughing. And I was like, boy, I bet you practice is like this. Can you imagine? You're constantly a couple of minutes laughing and joking. So I can definitely see the chemistry that you guys already have out there. It's got to be a lot of fun for Coach Rasbeary to have you ladies out there during practice. And then we have our other freshman, Sophia Rodriguez. Sophia, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for coming out and spending a few minutes here with us on the podcast. And then we got our three seniors, Kimberly Guzman. Kim, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Man, thank you for coming out. And Desiray Ayala, our other senior. How you doing, Desi?
Good.
Thank you. And then we have our senior captain, Anay Carreon. How you doing, Anay?
Good, thank you.
Man, thank you for coming on again and spending some time. And so, ladies, I mean, your soccer program is good. There were some high expectations, so we want to talk a little bit about your program. And I'm here going to go to you guys first. But before I do, I also want to introduce the head coach, the guy that runs the show there and keeps these girls in line. That's our head coach, Travis Rasbeary. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming out and bringing your team out. You constantly have the girls. I don't know how you get them out, but you get them out here somehow. So thank you for bringing them out and giving us an opportunity to introduce them to the Rockport community and surrounding areas. Ladies, I'll start with you first. I'll start with the two freshmen. I'll start with Joslynn. So Joslynn, you're a freshman, still very young, but you play there on the varsity. Talk to us a little bit about what for you as a freshman, what it meant to you when you found out that you were going to be playing on varsity. What was that feeling like for you?
Well, honestly, when Coach Rasbeary was like reading the list out, to everyone on like who made varsity and who made JV, and he had said my name, I was like flabbergasted. Like I was shocked. So like when he had said my name for varsity, I was just like, me? Like I made it? Like I was so shocked. And when Coach Rasbeary had like asked me on a one-on-one, like, so like how do you feel? I was like pretty nervous. Like I was so nervous on the first practice because I didn't know like anyone at all on the team. So like I just kind of like kept to myself. But like throughout the like season and every practice and every game we have together, I've honestly started to like open up, talk more. Like the way Kim is with me, she was like so like welcoming with me. I was just like so shy. I was just like, oh, okay. Hi. But then like throughout this season, I've just been like, all right, well, I can be more myself because like the way Kimmy is, I'm just like, okay.
Did you at all think that you had even the slightest possibility of being on the varsity this year?
Honestly, I thought I was going straight to JV because like I always had that mindset of like I'm kind of like the underdog and like I don't think I should have like that opportunity to be on like varsity. So like for me to like actually be on a varsity team, it like feels very like shocked. Like but yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you, Coach. So, Coach, I'm going to bring you in now. So, you're hearing Joslynn. She didn't think that even a slightest possibility that her name would be called. Tell us why. What was it about Joslynn? What did you see from her that you said to yourself, she's ready and can help the team out this year as a freshman?
Yeah, we were very fortunate to get a little soccer practice time during first period, and she kind of stood out. And I don't know if Jocelyn remembers this, but we had tryouts, and we were doing like a little one-on-one drill. And I remember moving Jocelyn over to get some seniors, and I was just like, let's see how she shakes up, because everybody looks good, and then you put them against somebody who's a little better, and then we're gonna see how they stand out. And I think Jocelyn probably went through about 2 or 3 rotations of it, and she held her own. And so I'm like, all right, like let's give this girl a shot. Let's look at her a little bit more closely to figure out if she's going to be a good fit. And it was. And Jocelyn's got a lot of playing time this year as a freshman, going against teams like Calallen and London, and they're not some slouch teams. I mean, they're good, and Jocelyn has definitely showed throughout the season that she deserves to be on varsity, and she's earned that spot.
And that's awesome. And that's great, Jocelyn. And keep up the great work. I mean, as a freshman, coach has seen some things from you. And I'm always interested when freshmen play on varsity because first of all, I know there's going to be some challenges. Obviously, they're young, you're still growing, and the experience. You're playing against girls in this situation that are bigger than you, stronger than you, and they have more experience. But I think it pays, Jocelyn, when you get to your possibly sophomore but junior senior year, you've seen these tough teams, and I think it helps the team. I think it helps you in your last 2 years, if not next year, where you're going to become a player that we're going to talk about consistently here on the podcast. The community, the other teams are going to be worried about. So I think there is some good when freshmen come up and play. I'm all for that. And obviously, you were one that caught coach's eye. Joslynn, what's the chemistry been like? You talked about when you first came in, because you're a freshman, right? So now you're with the juniors and the seniors. You're not with your class. So what was that like for you at the beginning? And what's that chemistry now that we're going into the second round? What's that chemistry been like with your teammates, especially the juniors and seniors?
Well, like how I said at the beginning, at first I like knew nobody and was kind of bummed that Sophia couldn't go up with me because like Sophia and I are like really, really close. So when I had like gone first into the practice, I was just like by myself in a corner, just like, I'm just here, just here, trying to go home. But then like through the season, how I said Kim, she's always, that big, like extroverted person. I felt like I could be more myself because of how extroverted and welcoming she was. So I felt like I could like have a better bond with her. And then with Desiree, she would like kind of give me advice through the game on how to like play, and I'd be like just like I needed that to like get through the game. And with everyone else, I'm still like, baby steps trying to like get comfortable with, because I'm not that type of like extroverted person.
Well, I'm glad it's going good for you. I mean, I'm sure that they know the talent and the impact you can have this season. So I'm glad things are working are out for you. I'm glad you're on varsity. Like I said, I think it's going to pay for us when in the next couple of years. So you get on the field, and now you got to play these tough teams, right? And now you're in district. Beeville, they're tough. Ingleside's coming up. They're young, but they're tough. And then you've got London and Calallen, and so you're having to play against these girls. What was that experience like for you playing these teams? I mean, I'm sure you hear when you're preparing all week, and it's Calallen, and they went far last year, and then there's London. I know you're hearing the chatter from people of how good this team is. How did you prepare yourself to say, okay, I'm young, but I belong here? What was that experience like playing against some of these programs that have seen a lot of success in the last couple of years?
So when we've been playing, like for example, London, and he had first called me on the field, I like kind of like gave myself that self-talk inside. I was just like, okay, I can do this. I've already shown everyone else that I can play, and I'm not scared. You can be taller than me, like you can be 6'4", 225 pounds, and like I'm still gonna like try to like go through you. I mean, like how Rasbeary said through other podcasts, I'm not a tall person. I'm 5', 95 pounds. I'm tiny, but like I always give myself that mindset that like you're like just go through them, and like have that mentality of just like you can do it, even if they're shorter, taller than you, way more, seem strong. Just try your best to do anything to get the ball out to the strikers, which would be for us Candace, or get it to Carly.
Absolutely. Well, you just remember this: you belong.
Thank
You
you.
belong there. You belong there, and whether you're a freshman or not, at this point, it doesn't matter what the classification is. You belong there. You're playing with the seniors. You're playing with the juniors, and maybe some sophomores. So always remember that you belong there. People saw talent in you. The head coach saw talent in you. Your assistant coach saw talent in you. Someone saw talent in you. You earned that spot. Don't ever forget that. You belong there, no matter what the classification is. And when those girls come in and say, I may be small, but bring it. Just tell them I just bring it. Tell them I just
Yeah,
bring
that's
it
how
on.
I feel every day. Like just bring it on. Like that's all I got.
Rock it. Bring it, baby. Bring it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna know. You're gonna know I'm here when this game is over. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's great. The coach did say you were tough, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing good and really helping out the team. Expectations for you. You're young, still on this team and learning. How far do you think this team can go? You've been with them since the beginning. And right now we've lost 2 games. Obviously, we're going to get a shot at both of those losses. These teams down the road, but for you, how far do you think this team can go in your mind?
Honestly, I think we can still go far. Even if like how London kept shooting and shooting on us, even if we have that mentality like of, oh, we're done, we lost. Like, no, we need to always have that positive like mindset that like we still can do it. We still have it. Even if we're a second half team, we can still get it through and crush them. Like, honestly, if we had I feel like if we had a more positive mindset that we could have beaten Calallen, I think we could have absolutely have won that game. But I felt that some of us had a negative mindset, so that kind of like bothered some other players, so they didn't play as good as they could have. Like for me, example, I thought, when I was like after the game, I was like, I could have done better on some shots. There were some like clears that I didn't do well, but the game's over. You can't do anything.
Well, don't be too hard on yourself. I mean, you guys got another shot. I mean, we're facing some adversity. There's some injuries. An injury happened to a player that was real important, especially on the defensive side. And when you lose a player, it takes some time. The right now, I think we're facing some adversity in my mind. What I think, and we just got to be able to stay together and weather the storm, and we've got, I think the best thing is the losses. Obviously we didn't like, it didn't feel good, but we've got two shots still at them down the road, right? So the next opponent is Beeville, I think, and we've got to get ready for those guys. We beat them the first go around, so that's the next opponent that we got to be prepared for. But just know that down the road we're going to get another shot at London, we're going to get another shot at Calallen, and I think we're going to play better than we did the first go around. They know how tough we are,
Oh
and they
yeah.
going to be better prepared, and we're going to come back, whether we play them here or there, and we're going to give them a game the next go around. Sophia, I'll go to you next, and the other freshman that's on the team. But you go both ways. You play on the JV, but you also play on the varsity as well. What's this so far this year? Talk to us a little bit about your experience and in playing both on the JV and on the varsity when your numbers called. Because I've seen your name out a couple of times, and you've already scored a couple of goals here this year.
I think it's nice that I get to have the opportunity like to play on both teams because it gives me the experience, even though I'm not fully on varsity. I still get to play on JV and have like I guess a shot or to get to have more experience. That way next year if I do make varsity, I know how to go around and move and but I think it's been fun like getting to go even though I'm on JV and I enjoy playing with them. I like being with Joslynn too because it's like what she said, she's like my best friend. And when she found out that she made varsity, she was like, Soph. And I was like, you did good. Like, I'm proud of you. And she was like, but you're not with me. And I was like, it's okay.
Yeah. Well, I think you're up there. I mean, you might not be fully with varsity, but obviously they're seeing something in you as well. And you get to go up there with them. So Coach Rasbeary and his assistant coach, they're seeing something in you too. And so you're gonna be there pretty soon, if not sometime this year. Definitely playing good. What was the for you this year? What has that experience been to play for this team? I mean, what did you know about this team coming in? You were in middle school last year. Were you following this team last year? Did you see what this team was doing? And if you did, what was that experience to now be able to come in and be part of the team this year?
Honestly, I didn't really like see the team last year because I started when we did the tournament last year for middle school. So Coach Rasbeary did a tournament, but he couldn't like coach us. So I got to meet like the high schoolers like Ari and Carly and some of them, and they were like helping us. So I didn't really see the team until around then. And then it was like when I got here, I guess it was a little different than the middle school because people are still learning. And then here you're on high school and people have been playing since they were kids. So when you're new, it's kind of like, um, just like nervous, like you're scared because everyone else has been playing since they were like 5 and you're starting this year.
Yeah, I started soccer when I was young too, real young. When you do you play any other sports outside of soccer, Sophia?
I've been playing volleyball since 7th grade, and then I played basketball to 7th to 8th, but I didn't do it this year.
Okay, so it's going to be just soccer. And I didn't ask Joslynn. Joslynn, do you play any other sports outside of soccer?
Yes, I played softball and track my 7th and 8th grade year, but my freshman year, I've only been just trying to focus on soccer. But next year, I am hoping and I'm gonna start training to play not just only soccer, but for track.
Awesome. That's awesome. Track is great. What's your number, Justin? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you.
My number is 11.
And Sophia, what is your number?
My number is 15.
15. All right. So remember that, Pirate fans, because I have a feeling you're going to be hearing Sophia and Joslyn's name a lot in the next couple of years here for the Lady Pirates or soccer program. Sophia, do you have any personal goals this year, or that you during soccer that you want to like reach, like as a young freshman player? Do you tell yourself this is a personal goal I want to be able to achieve? If that's to make the all-stars, if there is, or get so many goals, do you have any of personal interest, goals you want to reach?
At first I didn't really, because I didn't really think that highly of myself. But then once I started getting on JV and getting used to like my position, I did start scoring like a little bit of goals. So like I have a goal for like next year. Like I know I'll be new, but I need to try to score more, or like work on my passing, because my passing definitely needs to improve. But yeah,
You got time. You got the only freshman. You got time. If I
yeah.
can ask, you look like you're pretty tall. How tall are you, if I can ask?
I'm 5'8".
Okay, so she's pretty tall, coach.
Yeah.
So you got a tall player there coming. That's good. So what's your expectation this year for your team? Either one, when you're on the varsity or JV, what do you want the team to? How good do you think this team is, or what is it that you would like for this team to accomplish? Like for the JV, you guys play, or your varsity. What do you want to see from this team as far as being able to reach a goal?
From JV, I feel like in the beginning we were all really like, I feel like we crowded the ball a bunch. And I think we've grown as a team because we've really started to connect with each other and know like, hey, like calling each other for the ball. And I feel like we've been doing good and getting used to each other. That way we can be more like a team and be talking on the field. And I think that's what led to some of our wins. I know we've lost 2 in a row right now, but we've just been off a little bit just because it kind of threw us off when we got a new coach. But we love Coach Westlake, and I think we're just growing as a team slowly. And for varsity, um, I'm not really sure. I think we're doing good. We just we have our off days sometimes, but I know I'm a bubble kid, but I really like getting to see both sides of it.
Absolutely. And the preparation, you're getting to see how they prepare for the game, right? And so, coach started explaining to us what he means by bubble, the kids. And I think it's good. I think you get to get on JV because you get to continue to play and you get to continue to polish your skills, right? You get to continue to get better. And you can't do that if you're just sitting, or getting just a few minutes. So obviously on JV, you can play more, you can continue to get better. But then he brings you up so you can see what that preparation looks like, how they practice. I'm sure it's different on varsity than it is on JV. And that'll prepare you for next year or later on this year, whenever it is that Coach Rasbeary moves you up to varsity. So I think being that bubble king, I think is good. You're getting the best of both worlds. You're playing with JV. You're helping some of those kids down there to continue to develop, and then you come up to the varsity and you're learning from the Carlys and the Candaces and the Anaís and the Aries and stuff. And so that's great. So I'm glad Coach got to that little bubble where he brings some of the kids up and they're able to get the best of both programs. I'll ask you, how's the JV doing? Do you know how many games you guys have won so far on JV? And I'll also ask you, do you know how many goals you have already this year?
So for JV, I think we won. I think it's like 4, maybe, if I'm correct, and we've lost 2. And my goals, I'm not sure. I think it's around 10 or 11, like in those couple of games, somewhere around that.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, you got to remember Sophia Rodriguez. I'm telling you, you got to remember that is your last name, correct? I don't have it.
Yes, sir, it is. Yeah.
Right. So you got to remember that name. She's telling you how many goes. I've been keeping track when I can of your goals, and so definitely your name is popping up with the goal here, 2 goals here. So we're keeping track. So I didn't know how many you had. And I asked Coach. He goes, I'm not really sure, but you need to ask her. And so obviously, you're someone that the community is going to hear a lot about this year, obviously, and in the next couple of years. So now I'm going to go over to the seniors over here on the bottom. And ladies, I got a little bit tougher questions for you guys. So Anay, I know you're a captain. I'll start with you. You saw success last year. A lot of, you know, people didn't really know. I'll give you an example. I first started to notice the team when, because the last couple of years, challenging year for us, for you girls, and you girls have talked about it on the podcast. But when you won the tournament, I said, wait a minute here, something special going on over here. The girls won. So a lot of people really didn't know what to expect last year from the Lady Pirates. You guys really opened up our eyes, won some big games in district, and then you get to the third round of the playoffs. This year, it's a little different. You're not surprising anybody, right? Everybody knows what this team has this year, the capabilities that it has offensively and defensively. Teams are preparing. You're getting the best shot. What's it been like this year? Tell me the difference that you see between not so much the Lady Pirates, but the way teams are preparing for you last year versus this year, if there is much of a difference.
The difference, although last year they were very surprised, like they didn't know how we played and how we grew as a family, and that helped us out in the field, how to communicate, how to move. And yeah, and then this year I think they're still a little surprised because some teams are still scared, like, oh, are they still like that same team as last year? And yeah, but so far I think we're doing pretty good. There's some ups and downs, but we managed to get through them. But yeah.
Anay, give us your jersey number and what position you play.
I am a right wing, and my number is 9.
9. So I'll tell you, because we're going to stream a couple of more games, especially the Calallen game when they come down here. We'll be up there, so people will be able to watch it on the our Pirates Coast Sports Network, our YouTube channel. We already got that on the schedule, but I think this offense, to me, and it was amazing, Coach, because we had just talked about nobody shutting us out, and then they shut us out the very next game. I think I jinxed. I said, man, I think I jinxed the girls, man, because I was just telling Coach, no one's shut us out. Coach said, yeah, I don't think so. And then boom, here comes Calallen. I think they were listening to the podcast as well. I think they're sneaking in and they're hearing what we're saying. But I think this offense is really good this year. I think there's a lot of weapons and a lot of girls can score. You're up there. Carly's up there. Lauren Holden, Candace Tidwell. I mean, this is a great our offense with multiple players that can score. Carly's getting a lot of assists, which is really good. I've been seeing a lot of that. But talk a little bit about the offense and your teammates on the offensive side, the chemistry that you guys have built. And I want to hear from your own words, if it's what I believe in. How good is this offense for the Lady Pirates?
I think we're actually pretty good. I mean, like they said, there's off days, good days. I mean, some games we're just like all frustrated, angry at each other, and that's kind of when we go down and don't play how we're supposed to play, or just like give up. And it shouldn't be like that. Even if we're down, like we should keep each other up, like positive. But on the other side, I think our offense is pretty good, like in communicating, passing, like being able to view the field, like what next play to do. And like, yeah, that's
what for you as a captain, where do you see this team? Obviously the goal, competing for a district title, I think that was up there, because I thought at the beginning, I still think that's still reachable for us. I think we're that good. We're one of the top teams. I think Rockport Fulton is in this district. I think when you talk about London and you talk about Calallen, I think Rockport's got to be right up there with them, right? We haven't beaten Calallen yet, but that's coming. I can feel that at some point. Hopefully it's the next time we meet them. But I think our program is just right up there with the best in this district. But when you look at this team as a senior, as a captain, where do you see this team this year in terms of how far it can go. Obviously, the playoffs are something you guys are wanting to get in again, like last year. Last year was third round. Is this team can we get, do you think, back to that third round and into the next round?
I believe so, yes. Like I do see this team going farther than what we did last year. And especially now since our team has grown as a family, it's more stronger. And we like talk with each other more, but I think we could get there. Like we have a positive chance to get there, just giving it our all.
Yeah, there's a lot of talented girls on this team, very talented. And coach talks a lot about, when he comes on the podcast, the culture, the family. He said when he first got here last year, that he already saw the talent. It was just, putting it together. It's a family, building that culture, that trust, that chemistry, and I think he's done a great job. And I think you girls have done a great job of buying in. Early. It's only his second year here, and we've already seen a lot of success. And when we talk about the younger girls like Sophia, and we had Perla last year, and Carly's only a sophomore. Candace will be back next year. You got Joslynn. That's what excites the community, or should excite the community, about where this program is, what it's building here right now, this year, last year, this year, and into the future in the next 3 to 4 years, right? It continues. It's a program. So people just come in, our players come in and they buy in. You don't have to have that one, person that can score 5 or 6 goals a game. We don't win with one player. We win as a team. It's a system that's being built, and you come in here and you play within that system, and the system makes you better, right? We don't come in here and play single ball. I saw that last year, and I'm seeing that this year. And I think that's why we can be successful for many years to come. All we do is just bring in the talent, right? We recognize the talent, and you girls go out there, the system's being built. You just go in there and play within that system. And I think that's why we're going to be competitive in this tough district for a long, long time. I would ask you, Anay, that for do you have any personal goals that you would like to achieve before the season ends and you graduate? Or is there something from the team that you would like to see succeed, or something that's personal, something you want to reach before the season ends?
Well, I really want to reach being able to win district for my senior year and for everyone on the team. And definitely get into playoffs again. And if not to the third round, even further. And with the team, I see them striving a lot. After a seniors graduate, I feel like they'll still be strong to get there. Even though 7 seniors are leaving, I believe so. They will still be a strong team.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I think it's in good hands. And I think the girls are learning a lot. I told the seniors last year that they left something for these girls, for you girls. And now you seniors are going to leave, and you just continue to build on that for the younger girls, for like Sophia and Joslynn, who are going to be here for the next couple of years. And then when their time goes to graduate, they'll leave it for the younger kids that are coming up, those kids that are in middle school or elementary, that want to come out and play Lady Pirate soccer. So I think the way the system is running, the way we're building it, I think it's good, and it's definitely going to help us for many years to come. I'll go to the defense now. I think Kimberly, you play defense. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Desiray, you play defense as well?
Yes, sir.
So let's go over to the defensive side now for you girls. And defense wins championships, right? We know that. We talk to coach all the time. And I want to get well, before we start talking about that, Kim, your jersey number, and what position do you play for the Lady Pirates?
My jersey number is 4, and I play left back.
Left back. And Desiray?
My jersey number is 8, and I play center back.
So that's our defense. So this year, let's talk a little bit about the defense. So you girls come in. I was telling coach, I said, man, the offense can score, but our defense can shut some teams out. We were gonna need a good defense in this tough district because of the offense that Calallen possesses, London, Beeville, right? So you guys are getting tested every game. It's probably maybe 1 or 2 games that you probably don't feel that pressure, but every other game, you're going to get the best of these teams. You're going to get some offenses that can put it, they can bring it every game. So you guys got to be on your game. Talk a little bit, Kim, about the defense. The chemistry, first of all, that you guys have built. Talk to us a little bit about just your defense and the chemistry that's being built within your teammates there on the defensive side.
The chemistry that we have on our defense side, I personally think like it's really good because we all got together like sorry. um um I believe that we all got like really close throughout the whole season. And whenever Katie left, we all were really devastated about it. And we were all worried how it would affect our defense a lot. And the game after Katie's accident, we really kind of like were off our game. But I believe that, yeah, our chemistry is still really strong and good.
You guys are facing adversity right now. And that's what I thought with the loss to Calallen. And teams face adversity right now. You guys have to, figure it out now. I know Katie was another captain, and I know that, the loss, I told coach, I think the one thing I saw from her that was impressive to me was just how smart she was on the field, right? It seemed to me like she was ahead of the game. She knew when this play happened, she already knew what she was going to do. It never caught her off guard, right? Like I would watch her play, and she was so smart on that field where when this play, play A happened, I know what I'm going to do. Play B happens, I know what I'm going to do. Resetting that defense. So it always struck me. One of the things that I saw about her was just how ahead she was. She was so prepared. And when you lose someone like that and you lose your captain on the defense, it's going to affect the team to some point, right? So I definitely know that we're facing some adversity now. But for you, when you see this team, you're a senior. Talk to us a little bit about the expectations that you have for this team with everything that's going on with the 2 losses that we've had in district, where you see it right now. Where do you think this team can go? You've heard some of your teammates here talk a little bit about, third round, still competing for a district title. Is that how you see it, or do you see that it can get a lot better than just third round, fourth round?
I believe that our team can really go far because of the hard work and dedication they put into the team. And I personally believe that we can go way farther than third round this year because we really put in the hard work throughout the whole season. And we all didn't just build as a team, but as a family, thanks to Coach Rasbeary.
Yeah, he does a good job. Desiray, I'd ask you the same thing. We've talked about the chemistry here. Let's talk a little bit about the games. I'm going to kind of put you on the spot a little bit more. Let's talk a little bit about the Calallen game. Calallen, you know how tough they are. Last year, the first time we played them, it was close. The second go around, they beat us, and then in the third round of the playoffs, they beat us. So we're still yet to beat Calallen. What did you see from this team? We really struggled. They were able to get some goals. Our offense was shut out for the first time. What did you see on the defensive side? What were you seeing from Calallen that they were able to do that it was difficult for us to stop that offense?
They had a lot of quick ball movement, which is probably one thing, and they talked a lot. So like when they would like pass the ball back and forth for each other, like one of us would go after or something like that. And I think that's what really got us, just their very quick like ball movement and them talking. And we just have to remember not to like chase after people. We just have to like wait for them to mess up. because that's what Coach Rasbeary like teaches, like wait for them to make the mistake so that you don't have to recover if you lose the ball or you stab or you do this or that. So yeah, we just gotta talk more as a defense and help each other.
That's a good team you're playing over there, but you got another shot at them coming up here in a couple of weeks, right? Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming game against Beeville. So you got Beeville coming. Oh, actually, you're going over to their place now. They came over to our place first time we beat them. Beeville, they're going to be ready for us. They're probably going to watch this podcast, and because I know some people over there. But you're going to get the best from them. Obviously, they're going to come in full force. I think they want to get the win. They've already got one loss. They don't want to go 2-0 to Rockford Fulton. You've had battles with them last year. I think it's going to be another great game. The first time you played them, we played good. What are you thinking? Like, what are you anticipating that this team is going to do possibly this go around that you've got to get prepared for when you play them?
They're probably gonna switch up what they do because obviously last time what they were doing didn't work. So we have to look forward for them to be moving around and have like a different style of their plays.
Absolutely. And for you two ladies, I want to ask you about Katie before I let you guys go. So obviously the loss is huge for you ladies for the defensive side. How have you guys been able to adapt? What are some of the things that you guys are doing? You've lost your captain on the defensive side. Coach tells me that she comes out to the games and she's still coaching from the side. So I like to ask you two questions. One, how important is it to still have her out there? Obviously, you'd want her on the field. She's not there. But the next best thing is she's out there. She's still coaching from the sidelines, helping the defense, which I think is huge. So how important is it for you guys to have her there, still kind of like coaching you guys? And what are you guys doing as a group now, not having your captain there? What adjustments have you made to say, look, we lost our captain, we're still good. We're still a good defense, right? She was just a leader, but we all were good. What adjustments have you guys made? What are you guys talking about to continue to move forward and play great defense without your captain?
Well, we definitely want to make her proud. So that's whenever we're playing defense, we know that we just want to make her proud. So we do everything that we can to make sure she is proud. And I'm playing right now for Katie. And a lot of times during halftime, I like to ask her and like go up to her and ask her what can I do to do better? Because sometimes I feel like I'm not doing as good. And so I ask Katie, like, what should I do whenever this happens or that happens? And she gives me the advice and it ends up helping me. And I love having her there on the sidelines so I can talk to her because she was playing that position and it's my first year playing that position. So I'm new to it, but I definitely feel like I have stepped up and I think she's probably proud of me too for doing good and everything. So yeah.
Well, Desiree, I'll tell you, not only is she and Coach proud of you, but so are we, the community. We all that follow the soccer program know what a tough loss it is. But you know, it's the next man up, right? And your number's called. And look, all you can do is continue to play the best. That's all the coaches are going to ask. But play with a lot of confidence, right? You're continuing to grow. It's tough to. I mean, she was a captain and she'd been playing for a while, but you're going to step into that role and you're going to give 100%. And that's all we can ask for. And at the end, as long as you give everything you got, you can be proud of yourself, whether you get the W or not. If you leave that field knowing I gave it everything I had, I played, I left my heart out there, that's good enough. Win or loss, that's good enough because that's all you can do. So, ladies, continue to play tough. I know we've had a tough loss here with London and Calallen, but here comes a second go around. The next game is Beeville. We got to get that win against Beeville. We got to get back on the winning streak here. And then when London and Calallen comes, I know we'll be better prepared and we'll give them another great shot. And hopefully at the end, it will be a W. Ladies, thank you for coming out, but I am going to leave you with one last thing. I'm going to have you talk about your coach, Rasbeary. For those that don't know Coach, you ladies get an opportunity to tell the community what a great coach he is. So I'll start with the seniors. Kim, I'll go to you first. It will go from left to right. Talk to us a little bit about Coach Rasbeary, second year here. What type of coach is he? And how has he helped you develop your game of soccer?
Our coach is definitely always there for us whenever we need him. And even like on and off the field, he's always there for us. His door is always open for us. He's always there whenever we need someone to talk to. And he made a huge impact of our team. And everybody is so proud of Coach Rasbeary for being our coach. And I would honestly never like ask for a better coach.
Yeah, I think we're very lucky, Kim, to have Coach Rasbeary here. And hopefully, like I've said before on the podcast, he'll stick around for the foreseeable future to help us continue to teach our kids and build this program. We're definitely on the right track. Anay, the captain, I'll ask you. You're a senior too with Kim. So you won't be here next year. So talk to us a little bit about Coach and what he's meant meant to you to help you continue to develop your game.
Me, I think he's a very good coach. Having him my junior and senior year. My junior year, I was a little scared having a new coach come in since my freshman and sophomore year. It was a different coach. But with Coach Rasbeary, it felt different. He made me gain a lot of my confidence back, and he helped me fix my mistakes and how to do it better, and that everything, like every little mistake you make, is just part of the process. It's okay, and we always you could always fix on it, do better, and I just think Coach has had a big impact on me these 2 years.
Awesome. That's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that you guys are building a culture there, and then he's helping you guys build that culture because I think Coach is not only a good soccer coach, obviously he is, but I think it goes beyond that. The girls feel comfortable. They're having fun. You ladies are having fun out there. I'm seeing you girls laughing. I know you talk about the frustration, and that happens in every sport. We get frustrated when we're playing, but I think there's more laughs than not. And just today, I said when I was, getting the stuff ready to go live, I could hear you girls, and it was nothing but laughs with each other the whole time before we went live. So I'm sure that there's more of that in practice. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are learning soccer, having a lot of success, but building that culture to trust each other and respect each other. I think that's big. That's where it has to start to be successful in any program. Desi, I'll go to you next. Talk a little bit about Coach Rasbeary, what's he meant to you, and what type of coach is he?
Coach Rasbeary, he's an amazing coach. He is one of the best coaches I've ever had personally. With all my years of growing up playing sports, and this is my second year playing soccer. And last year I had a different coach because I was on JV. But when I moved up, I really liked being a part of the team with him because he just made everyone feel so welcomed. And then this year, whenever I made varsity, I already felt like I had that little connection with him, and it just keeps growing every single day, every practice, every game. And he always reassures me and gives me compliments when I'm on the field, like good pass, good kick, this and that. And that really helps me boost my confidence as well. And he does it to all the girls. Or if someone makes a mistake, he's like, it's okay, you got it next time, do this, do that. And he just makes us feel like a family. And I really enjoy having him as a coach.
Awesome. For the younger girls, the freshmen, I don't know how well you guys know Coach, but I want to give you the opportunity. Sophia, I'll go to you. If you have anything you want to add to what the girls are saying about our head coach here, your coach, Coach Rasbeary.
I think he's really he's a really nice coach, and I think he's perfect for our team because he does really good and he knows how we play and how we react in certain situations. Like if I'm in JV and I get mad at myself because I'll make a bad pass or something, he's always there to be like, hey, it's okay, just do this next time. Or he's always trying to help us improve. And I think even though I'm here, this is my first year here, you can just tell automatically that he does good at helping us grow.
Awesome. And Joslynn, anything you want to add about Coach?
Honestly, they all kind of said everything, but like they said, he is an amazing coach. He does reassure us, even though we get frustrated at ourselves. I mean, I do. At certain games when I feel like I like made a humongous mistake. Every time I get off the field, he's always reassuring me like, "Hey, like it's okay. Like you did really good. Like you did your best." And I feel like it always like makes me not like overthink on like, oh, like I should have just done that or should have done that. Like he's always there for us, even when we're not feeling like we did the best that we could.
That's awesome. That's important that when you guys are feeling a little like I messed up, that the head coach is telling you it's okay, keep playing. I think that would build confidence in me too. Because when I make a mistake, when I was younger, it would affect my game. I would be mad at myself, and it would affect the rest of the game. And to have a coach to sit there and say, when the head coach comes and says, "Hey, look, continue to play, we're going to be okay." That could definitely be okay. Now, if coach says I can play good, okay, we're gonna forget that. Let's go out and play. So, girls, I just want to thank you for coming out and spending some time with us here. We went a little longer than we usually do here with the ladies, but I thought it was important to introduce you guys and talk about certain things that I wasn't planning on talking about, but I'm glad that we did. And thank you for the kind words that you guys had to say about your coach. And just continue to play hard. We still got a lot of soccer left. I know we've lost 2 games, but we're right in the thick of things. We're going to go into the second round now. And the next game is Beeville. And we definitely want to get the sweep 2-0. So just remember, play with confidence. And the community of Rockport is definitely behind you guys 100%. Before you leave, I told you guys that I'd have Coach also say a couple of words about you guys while you guys here on the podcast. So, Coach, I'll turn it over to you. You've got some great players here, even the young ones, very talented, came in here, interviewed very well. Sophia and Joslynn for being so young. You guys, I think, did a great job of answering my questions. And so you interviewed very well. Hopefully, Coach, I'll have you guys back on at some point this year. But, Coach, your 5 girls here, talk a little bit about them and what they've meant to you and your program.
Yeah, I'm just going to start off like I think my screen's probably different than y'all screens, so I'm just going to start off with the freshman. I'll start off with Joslynn. We kind of talked a little bit about her tryouts and stuff, but Joslynn is probably one of the hardest working kids that we have on the field. As a freshman, you would never think that she was a freshman. She's very coachable. If she does mess up, it's one of those things where I can either yell on the field or when she comes off, I can explain it and it's not one of those things where she's going to keep making that same freshman mistake. I mean, she's very quick to learn and she's very quick to understand the rhyme and the reason behind it. And then when she goes back on the field, she's going to execute it. We've talked about her on the podcast before. I mean, she's not this gigantic girl that's going to like body a girl off the field, but Joslynn's gonna be a fiery little I don't know what you want to call her, a little flea on the side of these big girls, and she's going to give it everything she has, and she's going to make those girls second guess just coming against her. And then we'll go to Sophia. You always talk about bubble kids, and you always think that bubble kid is kind of this negative term, this negative connotation. But really, I treat bubble kids as okay. When you're not in that first or second spot, but you need to play. You need to get that development. And if you're straight on varsity, I would much rather see you play on JV than just sit on the bench on varsity and not getting any development. And so Sophia has done tremendous in the JV, and then she's been able to get reps in varsity. She's been able to get those practice reps where she can see the kind of the change in pace and the change of speed and kind of see what it's like to be on that varsity. So she gets the development on the JV, and then she gets to be with the varsity and see the speed and see that development. So that way, hopefully next year when she pushes up, I mean, she's going to be ready to go and she's going to be ready to step into those spots. And I think she's very capable of doing it. And then I guess I'll pick on my seniors, be a little nice to them. So we'll start with Kimmy, and then I'll go Kimmy, Desi, and then Anay on the last. So yeah, Anay, sorry, you're gonna be last. So these 3 girls right here are amazing. Kimmy was kind of my utility player last year. She played defender, she played as a wing. I mean, if I needed Kimmy, she was there, and she was going to go full speed. It didn't matter if her hamstring hurt or what. Kimmy was going to go full speed. And then this year, at the very beginning of the year, her and Desi spent a lot of time switching back and forth in the wing, in the outside back position, and they were always fighting for those minutes. And even when Katie went down, and it was Kimmy running the show on the outside by herself. I mean, even if a wing went down, Kimmy was that person that I could put in and I could trust to play that position. I mean, even this year, she's definitely a utility player that, it's going to hurt when she graduates to have that, to try to fill that spot of somebody who can play in the defense, also push in for the wing. And then you got Desi, the small but mighty Desi. Right? Desi kind of got thrown in the fire this year. When Katie got hurt, it left a big hole. And I sat there trying to figure out who could play that spot. And Desiree, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of time last year she played in the midfield. And so she all of a sudden goes from playing in the midfield on the JV to now playing outside back on the varsity to now playing center back on the varsity. And those are like completely different. Those are comparing apples and bananas. And I kind of throw Desi in the fire, because I think the first time that I had her play that center back for Katie was in the tournament, in the finals of the tournament. When Katie was gone to powerlifting, and tournaments matter, but they don't matter at the same time. And then she goes against TM, and TM's very, very good, and she gets that start against TM with everything that was going on. So we're completely devastated by the loss of Katie, and now here I've got somebody who hasn't really played that position now stepping in, and Desi has played phenomenal. Like, she has stepped up, and it's funny because you have Coach Katie on the sideline. Even Coach Katie on the sideline is yelling at Desi that she's doing such a great job, and she has definitely stepped up in that position, and I'm very proud of her for that. And then you got Anay. So Anay is probably one of the most technical soccer players in our entire district. I put her up for like midfielder of the year last year. She is super, super technical. It amazes me how well she's able to get girls off the ball, and just like Anay isn't a 200-pound, 6'4" girl, but she's able to kind of throw her body at these girls and body them off. Not to mention the fact that Anay can take her ability and beat the girls down the sidelines. She can cross the ball. She can shoot the ball. I mean, she's kind of the whole package, and especially what you want a midfielder to be. And then she doesn't mind getting her hands dirty and dropping back with the defense when she has to. These three girls are very special to the program, and when they leave, it's going to leave a big hole, and it's going to leave a hole for these future players to come up and try to fill. And it's definitely going to be a tough loss losing these three.
It definitely is, Coach. But I think you've done a great job with this program in a short period of time you've been there. The girls have bought in. I think we got some great players, and we just want to be a small part of recognizing them. Ladies, thank you for coming out. I had you guys longer than I usually have, our players, but I want to thank you for spending this time with me, talking about your coach, talking about your program, talking about yourselves. I want to get you guys recognized. Good luck against Beeville and the rest of the way. Like I said, we do have on the schedule, we'll be out at the home games. I know Calallen is one. I'm not sure if we have another one, but we'll definitely be out there streaming the games. But we invite all of the Pirate fans to come on out. Right now, they're on a road trip here. They had about 8 games in a row that they were going to be at. Still got about maybe half of that or more to still go. But definitely when they get back home, definitely come out and support this program, support these girls. They're still in contention for that district title, and they're trying to get back into the playoffs in a very tough district. Get back to that 3rd round plus. So thank you, ladies, very much for spending some time out here with me. Good luck, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you. And before we go, we have one surprise. And
The rest of the girls were there. You should have brought them on. You should have brought them on, and they could have. So, Coach, you don't have these girls aren't shy, are they, Coach?
Yeah, though they're not shy at all.
we had some of the other girls here, but
they decided to dip because they're they have a bedtime. They said they had to get ready. They said they had to get ready to beat some. Guys, they said they had to go get some sleep to beat some Trojan tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, there you go, man. Take that road trip, come back with the W. Ladies, thank you very much. Appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Go Lady Pirates. Go Lady Pirates. Tomorrow. Boy, Coach, you have a lot of fun with these girls, don't you? They're a lot of fun, man. They were a lot of fun last year, and you can just tell these girls and look, it's 9 o'clock and they're still all together up there hanging out. I think that's awesome. I think the culture that you built out there, Coach, is great, and I'm glad to see that and all of the success that we're having there. I think the most important thing, Coach, is just the girls are having fun. They're learning, but they're having fun. It's fun for them, especially for the seniors. Building those memories here during the soccer season is great. And that's just a small portion of what we see here on the podcast. I'm sure there's a lot more that goes on in practice, even in the classrooms during school, Coach. So thank you for bringing the ladies out. Hopefully we'll get more as we continue with the season. Coach, I quickly before we let you go, I know it's getting a little late here, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the games, the recap, the games, the Kingsville game, beat them 6-2. I just want to real quick, the girls that scored for us, Anay had 1 goal, 1 assist. Carly really hitting those assists, had another three assist game here for the Lady Pirates. Candace Tidwell doing what she does, 2 goals, 1 assist. Lauren Holden, I think, is the one that's really coming up. Not somebody that was on my radar, but man, definitely someone that we're seeing every game. She's getting involved. She's having an impact, gets another goal. And then Ari had 2 goals for Calallen. Obviously, the first time we've been shut out, a good team, but they beat us 6-0. Just want to get your thoughts on the last 2 games and what you saw from the Lady Pirates in the win and the loss that we take to Calallen.
Yeah, when we played Kingsville, I think we came in a little arrogant. Because last year we beat them. We had a 2-0 sweep on them last year, and I think we came in arrogant. And I could be wrong. I think we were losing 2-1 at halftime against them. You know, we had in my opinion a bad call that kind of took away a goal of ours, and so you know we go into halftime losing to a team that we have no business losing to, and you know, it really took us kind of our halftime talk to fix things, and then we came out and we fired full cylinders. You know, we scored 5 goals in the second half, and you know, it wasn't just one person. I mean, our whole entire offense was clicking and going full speed, and Kingsville had a tough time trying to adjust to that. And you know, and we come off that big win, then we have to play Calallen, and Calallen's a whole different level of a team. You know, our energy just kind of felt flat. I don't know if it was, you know, the fact that we were traveling away, but you know, even during warm-ups, we could you could almost feel like the energy was just sucked out of the room. And so, you know, it's one of those things where we stop a couple of times in warm-ups and we try to go, okay, like here we are, like we're gonna have to play them. We're a better team, but we have to go. Like we can't sit here moping around. I mean, we're going to have to play Calallen one way or another. And to me, I'd much rather play them with a full energy and ready to beat the heck out of them. But we just came in and I think Calallen scored in like 10 minutes coming into the game. And you know, it almost sucked the wind out of us. And then, you know, they scored another one and then another one. And so at halftime, it's 3-0. And so, you know, we start talking about the things to fix, and we start talking about, you know, what we need to do to be successful. And then we came out and we played a lot better in the second half, made a few mistakes, and unfortunately the score ended up 6-0. But then you go and start looking at, okay, well, why? And, you know, I talked about on the podcast before, I'm very data driven when I start looking at my practices, and so we start looking at it, and we were 20% pretty much on all 3 levels as far as passing. And so it's one of those things where I think we got a little bit frantic and we started trying to rush through things, and it just didn't shake up for us. You know, we've spent the practice this week trying to kind of shake off a little bit of that dust and get our possession and our passes where we need to be. And I'm really hoping that, we were able to score more than 3 on Beeville because we have the team that's capable of doing it. We have a defense that's capable of shutting out, really good teams. We just got to click. And it's one of those things we're going to have to travel. And the girls, Beeville is a rivalry for them. And so that energy is going to be a whole lot different than Calallen. And so we've got to build that energy up and just ride it the rest of the way because we have that ability to go, past the 3rd round of district.
Yeah, I think right now we are facing some adversity. Obviously, right now the injury obviously has affected the girls, and we're facing the adversity, and teams are going to face that, right? And so they're just going to, that's why I was asking the girls, what are they talking about on the defensive side? What are they building? I mean, offensively, we had a bad game against Calallen, but we know those girls they're going to do their thing like they always do. I think they're going to rebound tomorrow and they're going to be great. On the defensive side is where I think, Coach, we lost a captain. And like I said before, it's not just a captain, it's somebody that really was like, she called out. She basically, the girls, she was like the quarterback of the defense, right? We're going to go here, we're going to go there. When you lose that, you lose a lot. So there's some adversity now the girls are facing. They got to be able to pull themselves out of it, right? We're going into the 2nd round now. And I think we're going to play better against Beeville. Beeville's going to give us a run. Obviously, beat the first time. They want to beat Rockport Fulton. They're going to be at home, so we're going to get their best shot. But I think the girls are going to be ready. It's going to be a tough game, but I think we're going to pull it out. And I think we're going to get back on that winning ways. We play Bishop after that. And then hopefully we'll be with a couple of W's when we have to play London or Calallen in the next go around. So I think we're going to be okay, but I do think the girls are facing some adversity now, and I think they're going to be able to fight through it. The one thing is that chemistry. They trust each other, and so I think they're going to be able to figure it out. And hopefully we come home with the win. I think that eight road game trip that they got to go is it's going to play a little bit of an effect. You get on that bus and you got to drive out there. You want to get that home game. It's going to be a couple of more weeks, I think, Coach, before we get another home game. So we're just going to have to be able to get those wins on the road against these teams. We'll see how everything plays out. But tomorrow, what time is the game for the varsity? 7:30 in Beeville?
Yeah. So 6 o'clock for the JV, 7:30 for the varsity.
Definitely go out there and support. It's going to be a best. We go to the 2nd round of district now. The girls will be looking to bring another W against a really tough Beeville team tomorrow night. Coach, with all this being said, now we have 2 losses in district. Where do the Lady Pirates sit right now, I should say, in the district standings as we go into the 2nd round?
Yeah, so we currently sit in 3rd place. We've got like a 3-point gap over Beeville. Soccer's not like football. You get points for wins and you get points for ties, and you get points if you win the tie shootout. So we're sitting in 3rd place. We're 3 points ahead of Beeville. And Beeville they have their hardest part of the schedule at the very beginning, and then we have our 2 hardest teams towards the end. And so, really it's anybody's game for that 3rd place and 4th place spot. But right now we've got a comfortable lead, but we can't get arrogant because you drop a couple of games that you don't need to drop. Then all of a sudden you're waiting to the last minute to find out if you're in or out. But right now we can kind of breathe easily, but we need to keep our foot on the pedal.
Absolutely. And it starts tomorrow. Try to get that win in a pretty tough place, and that's in Beeville, playing a pretty tough team in the Lady Trojans. So I also put down here the coach. We talked about some of his younger players. We had the 2 freshmen, Joslynn and Sophia. So we've done that. And thanks, Coach, again for bringing them out and introducing them to the community. Coach, the last thing I have for you is just to kind of preview the game. So Beeville, you played them last year. You know how tough they are. It's a tough environment to play down there in Beeville as well. You're going to get their best shot tomorrow, Coach. There's no doubt about it. They're going to come. They're going to give you everything. They're going to be ready. I think we're going to be ready. What kind of game are you anticipating tomorrow? And what do you want to see from the Lady Pirates specifically tomorrow that you obviously think we need to do this really good to be able to get that W against the Lady Trojans?
Yeah, so the last time we played Beeville, we shut them out. We won 3-0. But last year we split. Beeville had a 2-0 win against us. When we played at home, and then we scored 3 goals within the last 10 minutes, and just really shocked the world and kind of showed everybody like, hey, we're back, we're here. And then we go to their house, and we were missing, I think we were missing Katie with powerlifting, and they ended up beating us 1-0. But they said not having Katie hurts. And last year we kind of experienced that in the road against Beeville, but I think tomorrow we're gonna play them, and it's gonna be a dogfight. I don't think that they're gonna look at the game like, oh, we lost 3-0 against y'all, so we're just gonna kind of duck our heads and just kind of take the butt whooping and move on. They're gonna fight, and the girls know it. The girls are ready for it. We had that tough loss against Calallen, and then the next day when we're practicing, there was kind of a little bit of silliness going on, and it's like, look, we got to buckle down. Like, we just lost 6-0, and it's so now we have to work, because we've got to get that traction underneath us, and we got to go. And I think that we're definitely going to play well against Beeville, and I'm hoping we get to sweep them.
Boy, I would love to sweep them, but I do think it's going to be a tough game. But I think our girls are going to be ready for it, Coach. I think the 6-0 loss, they were really loose tonight. They were having a lot of fun. I think they'll be serious. I think the girls, especially you've got the captains, Ari and Anay, they've been in these positions, and they can really help settle the younger girls down and kind of help them, get into the game. And like I said, hopefully offensively, Candace does her thing, Lauren does her thing, Carly. I hope they get back to what we have seen. We're definitely going to need them, all of them, tomorrow to be on their A game to get this win over Beaver. So again, that'll be tomorrow, JV at 6, the varsity at 7:30. If you can make that trip, it's about an hour drive. Definitely, we'd love to have you guys out there to be able to support Our Lady Pirates. It's just going to be a really grind out game, and hopefully when it's all said and done, we'll be getting on that bus coming back to Rockport with the W, having swept the Lady Trojans 2-0. And like Coach says, we have a comfortable lead. So I think getting that win against Beaver will just extend that lead for us. Should we at some point drop a game somewhere down the road? Hopefully not. It won't affect us too bad. But tomorrow is an important game. We do need to get the W, so all Pirate fans that can get out, take that drive out to Beeville and support Our Lady Pirate soccer team. Coach, thank you very much for coming out. Really appreciate you bringing the ladies out. It's always a lot of fun when we get to bring the girls out. We went a little bit longer than we're supposed to, but I think we got to be able to ask these questions, recognize these girls, rightfully so. And then we're able to answer some of the questions here that we had. So continue to bring the rest of the girls. Tell them it's a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll next Thursday, we'll have a couple of more girls come out and join the podcast here with Coach and myself. But I'll give you the final word here, Coach. Anything you want to add before we let you go?
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing us on and letting the girls get their chance to be in the limelight, because sometimes you only hear about these girls when they do something wrong, and it's kind of the worst part of the beast is they only get their names called when something's wrong, and here the girls get to shine that spotlight on them and talk about the good things that's going on and the good things that they're doing, and get that community support behind them. Speaking of that, we also have a bake sale going on this weekend. I've got the girls out. We're trying to raise some money for some thermals, because as you notice, soccer season's a little cold, and so these girls are going to be out in the community. So if you're walking around this weekend, we've got 3 different sites that we're going to be trying to do a bake sale at. I know I'm plugging my girls in the bake sale, but we're going to have a site at Spray and Grow, which is right next door to the new Dollar Tree. We're going to have a site selling baked goods at Magnolia's 2, and then at Memorial Park. So you're going to get to see the girls hopefully get a win, and then come buy some good baked goods that next day.
Is that on Saturday? What time is that, Coach? What time?
Yes. So we're going to run it from 10 to 2. We're, like I said, we got it at Memorial Park. They've got that softball tournament going on, and then we've got it at a few other locations. Just trying to get as much foot traffic as we can, because every bit we sell goes straight back to the girls.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're going to be there at Memorial Park tomorrow. I think we're going to be streaming the softball game. I think we're going to do the 5 o'clock, I think, or something. I think it was the Alice game. I've got to look at my schedule, but I do think that we're going to be heading out there. We were going to do the soccer, but I think we're going to wait to do another game down the road for the boys. I think we're going to go do the softball game. Is what I had on my schedule. But definitely, if I'm out there, if not, I'll find you guys. You said it was till 2 o'clock, 10 to 2?
Yes, sir. 10 to 2.
10 to 2. So it's at Memorial Park. And what's the other 2 places?
Spray and Grow, which is right next to the new Dollar Tree.
Okay.
And then Magnolia's 2. I've always called it the square. I don't know what y'all call it, but somebody told me earlier it was downtown where like the Little Rockport Theater is, that little strip right there.
Okay, definitely come on out and support. Like I said, it all goes back to the girls. And you're hearing Coach talk to us a little bit. So definitely, if you're out and about, and there's always people out and about, especially on a beautiful day on the Saturday, late morning, early afternoon. That's the best place to be, Coach, because you'll see a lot of people walking, and you can definitely catch them. So if you see that, it's a bake sale. Definitely stop off, get some of that stuff, buy some of that stuff. It goes back to our soccer program for our girls. So definitely support. I'll definitely be out there at Memorial Park, and as soon as I see you guys, actually, we're gonna be there at 5, so I'm gonna have to send my family out there because by the time we get out there, you guys will be done. But definitely, we'll go out there, Coach, and I'll be at work, but definitely, I'll send some family members out there. Just get me whatever. It's more about me just donating the money, but whatever the girls want to give me, give me. I eat everything anyway, so no problem there. But definitely, I'll definitely support, and I hope the rest of the community will be as well. So when you're out and about and seeing our soccer girls, definitely stop off and help out our soccer program. They're gonna have a big sale from 10 to 2. That's not tomorrow. That's on Saturday. Those are the locations. So definitely go out there and support. Thank you, Coach, very much. Appreciate your time. Good luck tomorrow in the game versus Beeville. Safe travels up there and back. And hopefully, when you send me the stats, it'll be that we've got the win, and it'll be 3-2, 4-2, 6-1 would be great, Coach. But as long as we bring the W, that'd be great. So good luck tomorrow, and I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Sir, thank you.
All right. Thanks.